Good morning, wonderful humans. So Cooper here, and I'm going to be talking today about building our coil vase, okay? So this is an example project that I made last year, and as you can see, I've made it entirely out of coils, and none of the coils are straight. They are all varied, and then it is functional. I have a plant in it, so it is totally smooth on the inside so that it can hold water and function as a vase. So I'm gonna be going through that today. So starting with our clay, remember to always wedge it first before you get started, right? So you're pressing down and pulling back towards yourself onto the nose 10 times, okay? And then tapping it into a cube. So I've already wedged this 2 other times. So again, you wanna repeat that 3 times so that you have nice, smooth, squishable, workable clay to roll your coils. So I'm just gonna kind of review how to make a coil first off. So take your clay, rip off a piece, kind of roll it into a kind of a spherical shape, okay? And then you're going to roll it, so like a little sphere. If you have any cracks in it, take a little bit of water and kind of smooth out those cracks. Because as you remember from when you made your cylinder, if you have cracks in the coil, they're just gonna crack more, okay? And then you're rolling it in between your palms, okay? It kind of looks like a little baby carrot until it exceeds the width of your palms. Then put it onto the table and kind of roll gently from the center and kind of pulling out. And remember, the thickness that you want for a coil is about as thick as your pinky finger, okay? You don't want it to be too thin, especially for this, and you don't want it to be too thick, okay? That's about perfect. And then remember, to make a coil piece, you're gonna start by spiraling up that coil and smoothing it out, okay? I'm gonna make another coil though, because I want the base to be a little bit wider, because this would be a really tiny vase. So think about, you want the base of it to be around I would say 4 to 5 inches in width, just so that you don't have this super skinny vase, because it's going to be tricky once you start building it up, okay? And if you get a side that's thicker or thinner, just kind of roll that out, okay? And I'm just kind of setting that on the outside. And then you can test it with your ruler. So right now I'm like at about 3.5. So I'm gonna do one more just to get like a full, at least, I would say at least 4 inches of width. Okay, so I'm rolling it into a ball, rolling it in between my palms, and then taking it to the table and rolling it out from there. And I've got like kind of a weird shape, so I'm gonna do one more to just kind of even that out. And then we're gonna smooth it out so that we don't see any of the lines. And I'm going really quickly, but of course you wanna make sure to be score, slip, and smoothing as you go. So go ahead and grab like a wooden tool. Of course, I've got some random stuff in here. I'm just gonna use then the back side of my plastic knife, and I'm just going to kind of smooth all those coils. Actually, I'm gonna use this because it's here. Okay, just kind of smoothing them across, and I'm dipping them in my water so that the tool doesn't get kind of caught, okay? Because we don't wanna be like pulling any of the clay away. So you can use your popsicle stick for this, or any other tool, like if you have a plastic spoon, those are really good for smoothing. Again, you could use kind of the end of the plastic knife, or if you have your card, like your old ID card or expired or used up gift card or anything like that, anything that's gonna help you kind of get rid of those lines. And this is really important for the base, because again, we're trying to make a vase that can be functional and hold water. And if there are cracks in it, then the water's just gonna kind of spill out, okay? So I have smoothed out the top, but now I need to do the bottom portion. Again, I wish I had a popsicle stick, but I don't. So I'm working in the back room because there's another class in my room during the time I have to make the videos. So I can't exactly go grab one, and I don't want to stop the video, okay? So I'm just kind of smoothing it across. This clay is really soft, so most of you will probably be getting clay like this that is reclaimed clay that has just been recycled and pugged. So it might be on the softer side versus maybe you've had some clay in the past that was a little tougher. And then any of this extra, I'm just gonna put it in my slip container, any extra clay that I kind of scrape off. Okay, and then you can kind of go around the edge. I just cut that. You can kind of go around the edge of your, your base to kind of smooth it out and get like nice clean edges. And if it's not round, you can kind of try to roll it. A couple of these coils, again, you can see are still poking out. So I'm just gonna kind of press those in. So again, you shouldn't be able to see any cracks. I can see a couple in your base at all, because these will just crack more once they're in the kiln. So again, I'm going too quickly and not score, slip, and smoothing, and you can tell because like this coil in particular keeps on being finicky. Okay. So again, smoothing as you go, score, slip, and smoothing as you go is really the key to success with this, because if you remember from when you did the cylinder, if stuff dries out or gets too hard, it's trickier to smooth it than if you smooth it when it's still really nice and kind of plasticky. You can also use your sponge on a stick and kind of use that to smooth. Actually, this like wooden side of it is good to kind of give it an edge, okay? So unlike the cylinder, on this coil vase, you're going to be varying the coils, okay, to make a design. So I'm gonna show a couple examples of it. I'm not gonna build the entire vase because you don't need to sit here and watch me do that. And it will take a couple of days because it needs to set up along the way. So I'll probably do just a couple time lapses or finish it with you in class or something, okay? So for the first coil, think about what kind of a design you want to do. So you could do, so like on the base of this one, I did some kind of squiggles that go like this, or you can see I did a braid or a swirl, or then on the outside, I spelled the word ceramics, okay, in cursive kind of on top. So whatever you do, it needs to be something other than just a plain coil resting on there. Because I know you already know how to do that, and now I want you to take the coil technique and kind of have some fun with it and learn how to build something and have it be unique looking and design it. So obviously you're gonna sketch these first and come up with a plan, but I'm just gonna roll with it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is make a spiral, okay? And then I'm gonna attach it kind of on the side, and then we can do spirals around. So to attach, of course, I'm gonna score both sides. So I'm gonna score the base of that, score the base of this, take a little bit of my slip, okay? Stick it on there, okay? And then I'm gonna hold the front and smooth the back. So I'm gonna turn this so that you can see it's super soft, okay? So I'm gonna hold the front so that it doesn't push through, and I'm gonna smooth some of this coil onto the base, and then I'm gonna smooth all of the coils so that the inside doesn't have any cracks, and so that it can hold water, right? And again, you wanna do this each one as you go so that it starts setting up and is more secure. And again, this clay is hecka soft. So if your clay is super duper soft, one thing you can do is just wedge it a little bit more, and that will get it to be not as flimsy. But again, you just want to get it set up to be that leather hard stage as you go, and then things will get easier. Okay, so you can see how the inside is smooth, but then the outside is a swirl. Okay, so another example of something that you can do would be a braid. Okay, so I'm gonna real quick, I'm gonna make 3 kind of coils, and then I'm gonna show you how to braid them. So you could do a braid, you can do a twist, you can do like a fishtail braid if you know how to do that. It can be really fun, which is like with 4. But this can create a really cool, almost kind of like basket-like design, which I find to be really unique and interesting and cool. So the whole goal is that you kind of play around with it, get creative, come up with something that is unique. And before you braid them, just paint a little bit of water on with your fingers so that they don't crack as you go. Okay, so I have the 3. Just gonna make sure that you can see. Okay, and then I'm gonna kind of pinch them together at the top, and then I just kind of take one at a time and kind of flip over. So if you do a lot of baking, this might be similar. If you've done like, what did I do over the holiday? Oh, I did like candy cane cookies where you twist 2 rolls of dough. So this is kind of similar. So I'm just pulling the outside one over the one in the middle and taking care not to let them break. If they break along the way, just kind of smooth it out, okay? This is easier actually than braiding your hair because it's not so flimsy, okay? And then this end, kind of weird, so I'll try to tuck that under too. And then I just kind of pinch the edges, and then you can see, looks like a little braid, okay? And then I'm gonna just tag that on the side here and show you one other technique for now. Let's see, so okay, braid, we got the twist. Another thing that can be kind of fun is to just do little spheres of clay to do like little kind of details. So where did I do that? Oh yeah, right here. This can be kind of fun. So a good hack is you roll a sphere of clay, okay, and then you take your knife and you just cut it in half, and then boom, you have 2 for the price of 1. And then when you're looking at them on the outside, they look round, right? It looks like a ball of clay, but then on the inside, you don't have all that extra clay to deal with. So that can be kind of like a fun one as well. And then you can do other things, like I did this sun, so it's the spiral in the middle and then the coils go out. I built this one day, okay, let it set up and get leather hard, and then attached it the next day. So as you go, you're gonna score slip smooth the inside, and you're gonna build it around and around like you did with the perfect cylinder. Everything needs to be made out of coil, okay, including the base, because this is a place I want you to practice coil. And the only thing that I ask of you is that you just challenge yourself and try something new. Okay, I don't want a bunch of straight coils going all the way up. You already did that for the cylinder. I already know that you're capable of doing that. And it's just not as interesting as having like the variations, okay? So what else to remember? So yeah, the goal is that we make a piece that is 6 inches tall, okay? So about to here. So if I were to take this, mine might have been a little bit taller, okay? So mine is about 7 inches, but 6 if you measure from like this part. And then you're going for about, this one is 4.5 inches wide, which is perfect. So you're going for right around there. If it's a little bit taller, that's fine. I just don't want it to be any smaller because I want you to kind of get to make something a little bit larger because you haven't been able to yet. So have fun. Make sure when you're sketching to, again, push yourself out of your comfort zone and try something that's going to be kind of unique and particular to you. All right, have fun. Good luck.